Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. I'm so happy to be sitting down and filming again, especially during this whole time. We need to take time for ourselves when we need it, so I decided to do that and it felt so good, and I love you guys and I'm so happy to be back and clear-headed, fresh-minded. I thought to just start off easy, I would just sit here and tell you guys about the very first time that I got drunk. Which is just such a funny story. I was a freshman in high school. I was 15, and me and my best friend Amber decided that this New Year's we wanted to drink. Yeah, so New Year's came along and we made together this whole plan. Me and Amber were so good at plans. We'd like perfect our stories so that they would match each other, so when our parents asked and then they talked to each other, our stories lined up. And at this point they had no reason to not trust us because we had never done anything bad. And so we were like, this is totally gonna work out. This is perfect. So me, Amber, and our friend at the time, Cheyenne, who was a year older than us, decided that we were gonna tell all of our parents that we were gonna go over to Cheyenne's because me and Amber's moms are best friends. They still are. They have been for years. It's like kind of why me and Amber are friends. Because we met through our moms hanging out all the time. So they talked to each other about everything. We knew I couldn't say I was sleeping at Amber's because it would get back real quick that I wasn't. We said we were gonna sleep at Cheyenne's because our parents didn't really know Cheyenne's mom, and we thought it'd work out because our parents aren't like crazy. They're not gonna go find Cheyenne's mom's number and text her and make sure, because like I said, we had no reason to lie at the time. So we said we're gonna go stay at Cheyenne's. We're just gonna have a movie night, girls night, New Year's Eve. Totally fun, totally sober, and we're just gonna chill, you know? My parents had plans that night to go over to one of our neighbors' houses that was kind of like further down the street, so they wouldn't have been able to see that we were still there. They're gone. I know that they're not gonna come back for a while, so Cheyenne and Amber come over. I'm pretty sure Cheyenne was already at Amber's, like waiting for my parents to leave, and I was like, okay, you're good. So my parents leave, they run over because Amber lived right across the street, and instantly we're like, we need a pregame before we go to the party because we don't want to like show up sober. We don't know how to act in front of all these drunk people. We'd never been around drunk people. This is like sounds so stupid, but I was 15. Like at the time, I feel like people drink younger now, which is insane. I thought I was a baby. So we thought we would take a beer upstairs to my room from the garage fridge. The reason that we thought that this would work out is because I have an older brother who at the time was drinking age. He still is at like drinking age, obviously, but he would like occasionally take them out of the garage refrigerator. And so me and Amber were like, this is perfect. We can just take one, and then if anybody asks, which they probably won't because it's one beer, but we had it all planned out just in case, and we're like, we'll say it was Kale. And Kale, I'll just tell Kale to say it was him. So we took the beer from the fridge and literally went upstairs into my room. Instantly we crack open the beer and it smells like beer in my room. At least that's what we thought at this point in time. I wouldn't think that a beer would smell that strong. It was probably just us freaking out in case my mom and dad came home and like came upstairs and we're like, what is that? And so we're like, crap. And so we open all the windows. It's literally New Year's. I live in Wisconsin. It was freezing in my room. We turn on all the fans, all the windows open, and we're trying to drink this beer until I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, like it smells like beer in here. Like I don't want my room to smell like this. Like let's get out of here. And at this point we're passing the one beer around. Like I've had like maybe 3 sips and I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is this feeling? This is ridiculous. This is more like embarrassing telling the story than it is funny. I thought I was like tipsy after like a few sips of this beer. It was a PBR, which is disgusting. And we can't finish it. Like nobody wants it. It's so gross. We should have probably just like put it down the sink or something, like threw it away, but we were like, no, we can't just like waste a beer. That's like precious alcohol. We're like, okay, let's just like get out of the house. Like I don't want it to smell like this in here. So we leave all the windows open, all the fans on. My parents were like probably what the heck when they came home. We go out into like, I live in a cul-de-sac. I used to live in like this big cul-de-sac with like a few different houses around, and we're like literally standing in my driveway, like facing the cul-de-sac with all of our neighbors with a beer in our hands. And of course it's dark outside, but we're like, anybody could drive past right now. The cops could drive past. I used to live in like the safest community ever. Cops would like pull you over for going over the speed limit just because they had nothing else to do. It was so safe there. And so we were like, this is so stupid. We live in like a main area of town because our town is so small. Everywhere is main areas. And we're drinking a beer and we're 15 and we look stupid. We're not even drunk. And it's not even good, so why do we even have it anymore? So we're standing in the middle of outside when we could be anywhere else that would probably be safer, until we are like, Cheyenne, please, like, please let us go in your car, like, because she had driven there. Because she had her car either at Amber's or at my house, which were right next to each other, like I said. She was like, no guys, I don't want alcohol in my car. That's terrible. If we were to drive anywhere and I would get pulled over, we would be in such major, like an open beer in a car, which thank God she's logical, because me and Amber were like, come on, it's fine. And so finally she's like, no, like, let's literally just pour out the beer and then let's just go to the party. And we're like, oh my God, okay, fine, let's do it. We were so sad. We were like, what a waste. Like, we just had this half a beer. We just stole it out of my fridge. We didn't even drink it, but we felt like we were wasted, so it was fine. Fast forward, we're driving to this party, and a little backstory on this guy's house that we were going to. He was kind of known for being the guy in high school whose like parents were so chill. I feel like there's always that one person that you know that like you can go over and like drink as much as you want, do whatever you want in their basement, and their parents know, but they just don't care. And they'll always be on your side, even if the cops or anybody were to come, they'd be like, no, there's nothing happening. He was that guy, and he was actually 2 years older than us, which is terrible. 2 years older seems like nothing now, but in high school, it was like we were freshmen and he was a junior with all of his junior friends. Like, why are we going over there as two freshman girls? But we did. I guess we just didn't have any other better plans. So we go over to this guy's house, and I'm not gonna say his name. I don't even know what to call him. I'll call him Jake. His name's not Jake. We go over to Jake's house and instantly Jake's mom is right at the door. She's like, hey, like, how are you guys? She was really sweet. She's like, come on in, but I'm taking your car keys because, like, at least if I'm gonna like let you guys do all of this crap in our basement, you guys aren't gonna like drive, which was smart. Thank God she took away our keys, even though me and Amber couldn't even drive at the time. It was just Cheyenne and her car. Takes our keys and we go downstairs into the basement. Instantly when we walk downstairs, there's like some weird shit going on, and we're like, okay, but we're also not gonna leave because we just got in. It was him, Jake, and all of his friends, like literally all of his friends, and then like a few other girls. And then me and Amber are like, so where are the drinks? At this point, me and Amber don't even care where we are. We just want to get drunk for the first time together. Jake gives us a huge bottle of something. And we're like, what is that? It was like a dark alcohol. It looked disgusting, and it was in a bottle like this big. And so we were like, do you guys have anything else? They were like, nope, this is what we have. This is it. And they were all drinking from the same bottle, which is disgusting. So of course they're all like looking at me and Amber. Me and Amber are like these two babies at the party, like these two freshmen, young, cute girls. Me and Amber were like, well, if this is all they got, I mean, I guess, what are we supposed to do? Amber takes the bottle and she like chugs a little bit of it. And I'm like, she's instantly like literally, I was like, don't throw up on me. So then she gives the bottle to me because I'm like, any other germs that just came off of any of these guys are now in Amber's mouth. I'm just kidding. I decided to drink it. Please don't take any of this and do it. This was all a terrible idea, and I'm telling you right now to just skip it. The terrible idea, I had to do it so you guys don't. Do as I say, not as I do. That's my disclaimer. Let's keep going. I get the bottle and I chug it a little bit because I need to be on the same level as Amber, obviously. And then I'm pretty sure like somebody brought like Mike's Hard lemonade or something like that, and me and Amber were like also having one of those. Then this guy, which actually is a funny story because of the fact that my dad is actually really good friends with his dad. Let's call him Brad. Brad decides to like come over to me and work his magic. And at the time I was like, I totally know you. Like, our families have hung out before, but you like want to like flirt and you know, try to pull something at this party where you're 2 years older than me, which is just so terrible to look back on. And I'm like, but he does. And me and Amber are both like, what? Cheyenne is still there at this point. I know Cheyenne's kind of been like off in the story. Yeah, she was definitely still there, and she wasn't drinking. That's a big part of this. She was not drinking and driving. She was there to chaperone me and Amber, basically. She was completely sober driving. She was the designated driver. Don't ever get in a car if somebody's been drinking. Never. Like, I can't stress it enough. And she was like kind of like looking at me and, oh shoot, what did I name him? Me and Brad. She was kind of like looking at me and Brad, and we're like, it was like, that's what? I was so young. You know how you just like don't know how to awkwardly like be like, no, I'm good. You know, at that age, you're kind of just like letting it happen, but you're also like, I'm so uncomfortable, but this is terrible. So finally Cheyenne comes over and she's like, hey, like, what's up? And she like pulls me away and I'm like, thank you, I love you. Like the rest of the night, he was like still like coming over to me every once in a while, and I was like, what? Like you, like your dad and my dad are best friends. I've had dinner at your house before. After me and Amber have had like a few Mike's Hard Lemonades, chugged whatever the crap was in this huge bottle, like we were good. Probably had like nothing to drink, but we were literally drunk because we, you know, have no tolerance at this point. My mom decides to text me. She basically says like something super sweet, but ends it with, so when are you coming home? Or like, are you coming home soon? Something about coming home. Instantly, I'm like, oh my god, she knows we took the beer. She knows my room smells like beer. She can see that all the windows are open, the fans are on. She wants me to come home. I'm in such big trouble. I basically start crying during this party. And I'm like, Amber, we have to go. And so I grab Amber and we run upstairs. Jake's mom is like, no, like you can't leave, you can't leave. And me and Amber just like bust out of the front door. We start running down the street. I didn't even grab my shoes. We're both barefoot running down the street. We live like miles away from this person's house. Like we had to drive there. It was, I mean, my city's not that big, but they were definitely probably 10 minutes away, like a 10-minute drive from my house. So where are we running to? I have no idea. Jake's mom is like still like yelling out the door, like, you can't leave. If you come, you can't leave. Because she's pissed. And so I finally sit on the curb like a few blocks down after Jake's mom can't see us anymore. Amber comes like running after me. She's like right there, and then she sits next to me and she's like, what the heck is happening? And I was like, my mom knows. And I'm bawling, like bawling my eyes out. And then she starts to cry. And so I'm like, what do I say to her, Amber? And she's like, just text her like what? I thought I was like sleeping at Cheyenne's. Like we're here at Cheyenne's. Like I thought that that was fine. I was like, she's trying to be passive aggressive so that I come home and then she's gonna scream at me when I get there, which my mom never has screamed at me ever. I was just like being a stupid freshman and was like, she's gonna kill me, like, because I had never done anything like this. Like lie to my mom about where I was staying and then going to a party, not even my grades party, and then getting drunk. Like I had never done anything like this. So I text her and I'm like, exactly what Amber said, like, hey, I'm at Cheyenne's, I was gonna spend the night here, is that still okay? She instantly texts me back like literally seconds later after I sent it. Oh my god, sweetie, so sorry, that was for Eric, your younger brother. Like he's coming home at 12 or whatever, you can stay out till whenever. And me and Amber literally are in the middle of the street in the snow, no shoes on, literally dancing, like so happy, so excited that like it was just a miscommunication. My mom didn't know I wasn't going to die. So we walk back to Jake's house. We like knock on it awkwardly because we need our shoes. We need Cheyenne with the car, like we can't go anywhere. I was like, sorry about that, like we're here to stay, like can we come back in? And she's like, okay. Then we just like keep drinking. Then Cheyenne is like, okay, like we should probably get going. At this point it's like 2:30. Us being paranoid 15-year-olds breaking all the laws. So we finally get back to Cheyenne's house, thank God. And then we go to bed at like 6 after we've just like talked and watched movies and had the girls' night that I told my mom we were gonna have. And then the next day, I swear I didn't come home until like later in the day, and Cheyenne drove us both home. We were like panicking. I was like, what am I gonna tell my mom? Like we were making sure we like had our stories perfected. They're like, how was it? We're like, it was so fun. It was so chill. We made cookies. We painted each other's nails. We had a spa night. We watched Bride Wars. Like, it was so chill. My mom's like, that's great, sweetie. Oh my gosh. And I'm sorry about the text last night. Sorry, like that was totally not meant for you. And I'm like, oh my God, no biggie. I didn't even really think about it. I was just confused. So that was my first time ever getting drunk. Actually though, this was such a long story. I really didn't think it was going to be. So I think I'm actually gonna film my other story that I want to talk about later. My only time ever throwing a party at my house in high school while my parents were in Punta Cana, Mexico. Because that's an even crazier story. I just thought I would start easy. That story's out of control, and it was the night before I had finals. But as I keep saying, please nobody like take advice in this video. If I could go back and tell myself how most of the nights turned out, I would totally, literally not until I got out of high school, for sure. But anyways, the lighting is changing. It's about to storm. It looks so cloudy and sad outside. I love you guys. Let me know again if you want more story times. They're so fun for me to film and so easy when I just sit here and I can edit it really quick and get it up for you guys. But yeah, I love you and I'll see you very soon in another video. Bye.